I'm good, sir.
अच्छा, you could speak up तो पता नहीं वॉल्यूम ठीक नहीं आती है।
I'm good, sir.
अच्छा, ट्रेनिंग कैसी चल रही है? हाउ इज एनपीए ट्रीटिंग यू?
Training is good. We learn something new every day. And it is a bit hectic also.
अच्छा, काफी मेजर्ड आंसर, sort of an answer for the interview. Anyway, चलो, if you want to discuss anything we can discuss, otherwise we can begin right away.
I think we can begin first and then we can discuss.
Okay. अच्छा, तो what is curfew? What is the legal basis for implementing curfew?
So, according to Section 144 of the CRPC, the executive magistrate is empowered to impose a curfew on the gathering of five or more people uh, if he is of the view that any act can cause damage to human life or can create public disorder. He can ban gatherings of people as well as ban uh, carrying of arms in the district.
Does section 144 mention curfew or 5 people?
No, but it is implied in practice. In practice, the executive magistrates uh, give similar orders, but Section 144 does not mention five or more people or the word curfew.
Okay. So is it mentioned in any act or any law or any section or circular?
I think it is mentioned in some section of IPC related to unlawful assembly.
Okay. ठीक है। अच्छा, tell me कि what is the difference between police commissionerate and DGP system?
So, before police commissionerate was introduced, there was a dual system in which the executive magistrate had the magistracy powers and the police did the core policing functions.
Hmm.
But in metropolitan areas with population of more than 10 lakhs, police commissionerate system was introduced where the magistracy powers as well as the policing functions were entrusted in the police commissioner. So as of now, this was done so that there can be quick response mechanisms in cities and time is not wasted in coordination and consultation. So as of now, there are 71 cities which have police commissionerates, and this is the status of commissionerates.
Okay. Two follow-up questions. Do you think it is a violation of the principle of natural justice, and has that really helped the law and order situation in those cities? Can you substantiate that with data?
Yes, I think I don't think I have data, but the police commissioner does have the powers to impose Section 144 and give licenses for arms. So and also allow for preventive detention under Section 107. So I think the police has more expertise in terms of identifying which criminal or which person is more likely to commit a crime and hence pass orders under preventive detention and also allow for externment of such persons during critical activities in the district. So I think given the expertise of police in such areas, I think it is fit to give such powers to the uh, commissioner of police. And I think even in other systems where police commissionerate doesn't exist, I think mostly the executive magistrates go by the recommendations given by the police. So I think uh, unless they have strong reason not to do so. So I think it is a good system.
You didn't answer any of the questions that I asked. I said is it a violation of the principle of natural justice, and has it helped the law and order situation?
think in terms of natural justice, even police gives the opportunity to the person to. I think police also hears the case out, and uh, I I'm I think it is not a violation of natural justice. And in cities where the quick response is
Another principle of natural justice is that nobody should be the judge of their own case. You answered from the perspective of the idea that everybody should be heard. है ना? One
yes,
should be given an opportunity to be heard. Nobody should be the judge of their own case. Here, the institution itself is being the judge of their own case. They bring the case and they pass the final order. So do you think it is a violation?
I think I need to think more about this.
No problem. Acha, tell me the two things that you would want to improve in training in NPA.
Two things that
You would want to improve in the training in NPA.
so first is I think there can be uh, more of skill-based modules, case studies, and we already have that, but more of field visits and more some foreign attachment so that we learn the policing systems and their best practices in other nations. Second, sir, I think there's a lot of emphasis on outdoor activities at NPA, but we lose on the essential reading that any police officer must do. So there must be some time for library, and because we usually return to our rooms after all the activities at 7, sometimes 8 o'clock. So there's hardly any time left for us to practice reading. So these are the two.
Okay. Can you give your opinion regarding the psychological impact of the interaction of people with the police? Psychological impact on the people of the interaction that they have with the police.
So mostly the perception of the public toward the police is negative. Most of the public fears talking to police, and uh, there is a stigma attached to going to the police station and reporting crimes. So I think the police needs to work on its perception in cities where there is effective community policing, where beat constables regularly meet at least one member of the family, like in Kerala. So I think there
The question was
police
the
has good public policing.
psychological impact of the interaction with police that occurs to the people's minds. That was the question rather than solution. Anyway, not a problem. Acha, tell me कि you are an IPS officer posted on the field, ठीक है, and you are in charge of the force. So how will you increase the morale of the force?
So to increase the morale of the force, one must ensure that they have all they work in they have good working conditions first, and their health needs and housing accommodation needs are taken care of. Then police devotes a lot many hours, on an average 12 hours in a day, to uh, um, crime detection, prevention of law and or prevention of crime. But I think there should be set a number of hours, 8 hour shift for every policeman. But sometimes policemen also get demoralized because they work a lot in a specific case, but due to some or the other mistake in documentation or in evidence collection or examining of witnesses, some or the other mistake results in the acquittal of the criminal, the accused. So that demoralizes the police a lot. So enhancing the competency of the police in such cases can increase the conviction rate and also enhance the morale of the police. And whoever works better in investigation should be given some reward, that also helps to boost the morale.
Okay. अच्छा, tell me कि imagine a situation where government has brought out a policy, ठीक है, and some people don't understand it well enough, and now they are protesting and they have blocked a highway. There's a roadblock. So would that be a law and order situation or a public order situation?
So law and order situation is localized. It doesn't affect many people, but blocking a highway affects many people and creates traffic problems. So it is a public order issue.
Okay. अच्छा, tell me कि nowadays we see people in remote areas, rural areas, है ना, that might not have infrastructure connectivity properly by means of road or railways, or forget about airways. People from those areas are also involving in cyber crime, है ना, poor and minor children are involved. So if you become the DM, how would you control it?
So can you please repeat your question? Can you be a bit
Jamtara
more?
type के areas में how would you control cyber crime
Cyber crime, to control cyber crime, first of all,
as a DM?
we need to identify what all people who all are indulging in such crimes,
Hmm.
but at the same time the potential victims also need to be made aware that they do not need to share any OTP or click on any links, suspicious links, that they get on mails or in SMS. Also, sir, we can use technology to prevent such crimes from happening. For example, AI can be used to check what is the regular expenditure pattern of a particular person, and if there is some transaction which is deviating from the regular pattern, some alert must be generated, and the person should be informed whether are you the one who is who has given permission for this transaction. So kind of
The question was कि अगर जामतारा में if you are the DM, what would you do to reduce the cyber crimes that are being done from Jamtara, not general awareness regarding financial literacy and financial safety?
So, sir, conducting raids on the places where such crimes are happening is the way I would control these, and also uh, check what are the reasons why these people are indulging in these crimes. But that would involve getting into socio-economic issues. So, I would just take legal action against people indulging in such
And
crimes.
why not socio-economic issues? You can very well go into that as DM.
Police does not have the.
That is why I have been saying DM. DM means district magistrate.
Okay,
Anyway,
you said DM.
anyway, not a problem. You suppose you are the CEO of a municipality. Okay, so CEO Smart City or Commissioner Nagar Nigam. Okay, you are in one such position. Now, industries over there need skilled workers, but there is heavy regionalism in that area, and the people don't want to allow migrant skilled workers to come in. What would you do to balance that situation or balance the interest of all stakeholders?
So the people locals who are demanding jobs but do not have the skills can be trained. They can be asked to join certain institutions which offer training that the companies the training for the skills that companies require. But I would allow also, but I wouldn't stop the migrants from applying for those jobs, because constitutionally also Article 19 permits a person to practice any profession anywhere in India. So I cannot stop the migrants, but what I can definitely help the locals to acquire the skills that companies need.
Okay, anything else?
Also, I can also have a meeting with the the industries that they can give hands-on training on the job as well. But it all depend. But it is the call of the companies to abide by that suggestion.
Okay, so you are a collector and there is a riot going on and the SP is not cooperating. What will you do then?
What will?
What will you do? आप कलेक्टर हैं, राइट चल रहा है, दंगा चल रहा है और एसपी कोऑपरेट नहीं कर रहे हैं.
So I will try to convince the SP that certain measures need to be taken to immediately control the riots. So if the riots can be controlled through simple persuasion, the SP must try it out. But if it is getting violent, immediately the SP must issue directions to arrest the leaders inciting violence and maybe use mild force to control the riots. And if it goes really out of control, some measures need to be taken uh, as per the SOP to control the riot.
What force does the DM have? You said use my force to control the riot. What force does the DM have?
I don't know the exact section, but uh, the DM
Okay.
can issue lathi charge and the orders for lathi charge.
R and authority are two different things. You mentioned you will use your force. So what force do you have? That is what I'm asking. Is there a separate battalion or separate command that you have or use as DM?
I think there's an armed reserve, armed police reserve, but
And
I
that
think
answers to
everything
the
is
DM.
under the police department only.
That is what I'm saying. What is the force in the district that answers exclusively to the DM?
I'm not aware, sir.
Okay. Acha, tell me ki can EVMs, electoral voting machines, can they be tampered?
I'm not an expert on the EVM.
You are not an expert on policing either. You are only under training, but you have been answering the questions on policing.
I don't have knowledge on whether EVMs can be tampered.
Okay. Acha, what is wrong with someone who wants to donate to a political party but does not want to make it public knowledge? Is
Can
there
you,
anything wrong with that?
can you please repeat?
What is wrong with someone who wants to donate to a political party but does not want to make it public knowledge? Is there anything wrong? What is your opinion?
Think people do have a right to privacy in terms of who they donate to, and if they want to hide their political affiliations, uh, that is okay. But when it affects the larger public interest, when it has ramifications on the society in terms of quid pro quo deals between the politicians and big corporate houses, then I think that right to privacy does have a reasonable restriction. And in public interest, it is important that the public knows who donates to whom, because it does affect the society and the larger public.
Okay. So what is your opinion on remote voting? Do you support it or not?
Can you please repeat?
Remote voting. One does not have to go to the polling station, they can do it remotely.
Again. Wait. Thug thug is going on.
Okay. I can hear it in the background as well.
And now say.
So what is your opinion on remote voting?
On
Remote voting.
report
Voting
for
remote voting,
remote
voting remote.
voting. Remote
Voting
voting is
remotely and not going to the polling station. Should ECI go ahead with that?
remote voting is already permitted for central armed police forces who serve away from their homes.
No, that is not what remote voting is. That is service voters. उनके लिए ETPBS जाता है. That is an entirely different thing. Electronically transmitted postal ballot system. So that is not remote voting per se in the sense of the meaning of what remote voting is generally. Or what remote voting is generally taken to mean. Remote voting का मतलब इसमें ये है कि आपको you get the chance to vote via your phone and you don't have to go to the polling station.
I think it will increase the logistical work
Will
a
it?
lot.
Or will it reduce the logistical work a lot?
I think for maintaining, I think the safety and I need to read up more on this.
Okay. Is there a law for manifesto?
Lawful manifesto for what?
Law for manifesto.
Law for manifesto. I'm not aware.
Okay. Should the manifesto that are released by the political parties during elections be vetted and verified by Election Commission before they release it?
I'm not aware. But
Yeah,
I do know that
it is an
as per
opinion,
RPA,
basically.
they cannot offer bribes or.
That is a different thing. मैनिफेस्टो में तो वैसे भी कोई नहीं लिखने वाला है कि हम ब्राइब देंगे, हम सोना देंगे, चांदी देंगे और टीवी देंगे और कंबल साड़ी देंगे. Nobody is going to write that in the manifesto. What I'm saying is, should the manifesto that is released by political parties be verified by the ECI before they are released?
If there is some, I think it should be verified. There should be one layer of vetting before political parties offer or make certain promises to the public.
Okay.
So
What would be the
election commission.
parameters for the vetting that ECI would do of the manifesto?
One is that the promises should not be uh, unrealistic uh, uh, in terms of having some economic or social ramifications. Uh, so one is this. Other is that uh, they should not impinge on the sovereignty, unity, and integrity of the nation or affect friendly relations with any other state. And also, it should not cause any public disorder. So, these are some of the parameters that EC can check before uh, allowing them to release the manifesto.
ठीक है रूहानी, और इंटरव्यू इज ओवर. अब आप बताओ, आपको कुछ पूछना है क्या?
लॉ फॉर मैनिफेस्टो कौन सा है?
नहीं है.
नहीं है.
कोई लॉ नहीं है. एमसीसी है बस, बट दैट इज नॉट अ लॉ. अदरवाइज फिर मैनिफेस्टो के कुछ प्रोविजंस हो सकते हैं, जैसे कोई रिलीजियस अगर इंसाइटमेंट करें तो उसके अलग आरपी एक्ट के प्रोविजंस हैं, है ना. जो आपने बोला ब्राइबरी वगैरह, उसके लिए अलग प्रोविजंस हैं. बट देयर इज नो सिंगल वन लॉ फॉर मैनिफेस्टो.
रिमोट वोटिंग,
Again, no law, but during my training, I had the chance to interact with Shri O.P. Rawat, retired chief election commissioner. तो उन्होंने बताया था, it is a promising idea, it is under trial as well, can be rolled out eventually.
एंड नेचुरल जस्टिस पुलिस कमिश्नरेट वाला,
वो आप बताओ, आपका क्या ओपिनियन है?
हाउ कम पुलिस इज बीइंग जज्ड? पुलिस इज द जज इन इट्स ओन केस.
जब पुलिस एसडीओपी साहब या फिर कोई थाना प्रभारी इश्तगासा प्रेजेंट करेंगे तो उसी
थोड़ा लाउडर
इंस्टीट्यूशन
प्लीज,
पार्ट है.
लिटिल लाउडर.
देखो, ये ओपिनियन है लोगों का कि वही एक इंस्टीट्यूशन तो है.
हम्म.
रीजन व्हाई इट वाज डन टू सम एक्सटेंट इज कि जुडिशरी अलग और एग्जीक्यूटिव अलग. यहाँ पे एग्जीक्यूटिव जो इंस्टीट्यूशन प्रेजेंट कर रहा है, उसी एग्जीक्यूटिव का वही ब्रांच जज भी कर रहा है फाइनली. और बाउंड ओवर करना है तो वही कर रहा है. ये कुछ आर्टिकल्स अगर आप पढ़ोगे तो इसमें आपको ये मिलेगा ओपिनियन. दैट इज व्हाई पीपल आर सेइंग कि इट इज अ वायलेशन. रीड करना, थोड़ा रिपोर्ट्स वगैरह रिसर्च करना, मिलेगा.
ठीक है.
अब नेचुरल इट इज
डेटा,
एक्ट, whether
डेटा.
it is, सुनो, whether it is or not, that is your opinion, but this is one of the arguments that is being given by people, or that has been given by people.
ओके. और डेटा ऑन वेदर इट्स वर्किंग और नॉट, आई डिड ट्राई टू रीड. मतलब ऐसा कोई मेरे को डेटा, कोई रिसर्च पेपर ऐसा कोई इवैल्यूएशन हुआ नहीं है पुलिस कमिश्नर.
तो वो आप बताओ, मैंने तो कहीं पढ़ा भी नहीं, क्योंकि मेरे को तो क्वेश्चन प्रिपेयर भी नहीं करा था मैंने तो सिर्फ एडिटोरियल्स आर्टिकल्स पढ़े। हम क्यों डेटा निकालेंगे कि इट वर्क्स और नॉट?
तो फिर क्या बोलेंगे फिर जब वो पूछेंगे डू यू हैव एनी डेटा, यू आर एन इकोनॉमिस्ट ये।
तो बताओ आप, यू रिसर्च इट। मैं तो बता रहा हूँ ना, सीधे सीधे बता रहा हूँ, मेरे पास नहीं है डेटा, बट आई कैन वेरी वेल आस्क दिस क्वेश्चन। आई नेवर रिसर्च्ड इट। आई हैव ओनली read the articles and editorials that come in newspaper.
बट
I have not
आर्टिकल्स
researched the
आर
data.
ऑल्सो
Maybe
व्यूज
you can
ओनली।
find, maybe the data is out there, maybe BPRD की रिपोर्ट्स आती होंगी, उसमें होगा।
नहीं है कोई कंक्लूसिव क्वांटिटेटिव, वो नहीं है कि क्राइम रेट इतना कम हो गया है एक कमिश्नरेट लाने की वजह से। वो सब क्वालिटेटिव व्यूज ही है, मैंने रिसर्च किया।
तो अब आप एनपीए में हो, नो बेटर प्लेस देन एनपीए टू आस्क दिस क्वेश्चन।
पूछेंगे किसी से वैसे एनपीए को।
मैं बता रहा हूँ ना, मेरे पास नहीं है डेटा। अगर होगा कहीं, इफ द डेटा इज आउट देयर, परहैप्स यू कैन गेट इट बाय रिसर्चिंग। आई हैव नॉट डन द रिसर्च। आई हैव ओनली read the newspaper editorials and articles, so I don't have the data, but I do have this question in mind that can be asked to you.
आई डिड ट्राई टू रिसर्च, कोई क्वांटिटेटिव तो नहीं है अभी। मैं बोल दूंगी देयर इज नो क्वांटिटेटिव एविडेंस। अभी भी इट इज मतलब जूरी इज आउट।
Okay, बताइए और what else?
आप बताओ कहाँ गलती की मैंने। आप अपने क्वेश्चंस देख के बताओ वापस।
वो तो मैं लिख रहा था। सबसे बड़ा तो ये है कि जो पूछा है वो आंसर करें। दैट इज अ रूकी मिस्टेक एंड इट शुड नॉट हैव हैपेंड विद समवन हु हैज ऑलरेडी क्लियर्ड सीएसई एंड इंजीनियरिंग इकोनॉमिक सर्विस। ये रूकी मिस्टेक तो नहीं होना चाहिए, एंड इट हैपेंड मल्टीपल टाइम्स। तो आई थिंक आइदर इट इज अ वॉइस इशू, यू आर नॉट एबल टू हियर मी प्रॉपरली, और इट इज थकान वाला इशू, यू आर वे टू टायर्ड। वो
हाँ,
पता नहीं,
आई एग्री आई एग्री।
बट जो पूछा जाए वो आंसर करना है। दैट इज अ वेरी बेसिक थिंग। डज
हम्म।
नॉट हैव टू बी टोल्ड दिस टू समवन who has already cleared the interview multiple times in different exams. बाकी, if I were you, I would have tried to use more data in my answers. अब वो 10 दिन में 15 दिन में कितना इम्प्रूव होगा, दैट इज अ डिफरेंट थिंग। बट जनरली मेरा अप्रोच ये होता था कि जितना डेटा यूज करोगे आंसर में, योर आंसर विल ऑटोमेटिकली बिकम ऑल द मोर कन्विंसिंग।
ओके, वेयर कुड आई यूज डेटा मतलब अपार्ट फ्रॉम कमिश्नरेट।
कमिश्नरेट हो गया, उसके बाद आपका ये ईवीएम वाला जो था, उसमें कर सकते थे कितना ट्रायल हुआ। स्किल डेवलपमेंट में कर सकते थे कि
ईवीएम वाला और क्या बोला आपने?
ईवीएम के ट्रायल्स का डेटा है, इट इज पब्लिक, कि कितने ट्रायल्स, कितने हो गए, टेस्ट वगैरह हुए ईवीएम पे।
ओके।
रिमोट वोटिंग का ट्रायल, क्या रिमोट वोटिंग नहीं पड़ा था, बट रिमोट वोटिंग का ट्रायल का डेटा है।
ओके।
और डेटा का मतलब सिर्फ नंबर्स नहीं होता, डेटा का मतलब सेक्शंस ऑफ लॉ भी कह सकते हो। बेसिकली हार्ड एविडेंस टू जस्टिफाई योर आर्ग्यूमेंट।
ओके।
तो जैसे लॉ मैनिफेस्टो वाला था, लॉ ऑफ मैनिफेस्टो, उसमें अब यू वेंट टू ब्राइबरी, फर्स्ट यू कुड हैव आंसर्ड द क्वेश्चन कि लॉ है कि नहीं है, होना चाहिए कि नहीं होना चाहिए, और फिर क्या क्या सेक्शंस हम डाल सकते हैं। जब मैंने पूछा था ना कि व्हाट कुड बी द पैरामीटर्स फॉर वेटिंग द मैनिफेस्टो, उसमें आप ये सब यूज कर सकते थे, इन लॉ से पैरामीटर्स बना सकते हैं।
हम्म। और
दैट्स इट। यू हैव ऑलरेडी क्लियर्ड द इंटरव्यू मल्टीपल टाइम्स, आपको ज्यादा फीडबैक की जरूरत है नहीं। यू हैव गुड कंटेंट। लास्ट ईयर आई थिंक यू मस्ट हैव स्कोर्ड अराउंड 180, बट इस साल वो रुकी मिस्टेक्स करोगे तो स्कोर कैन ड्रॉप।
हम्म।
इवेजिव नहीं लगना चाहिए कि इनसे पूछ कुछ रहे हैं बता कुछ रहे हैं, मेंस थोड़ा चल रहा है।
हम्म।
एंड हाँ, यू आर मिसिंग अपॉर्चुनिटीज टू क्रिएट अ कॉन्वर्सेशन। ईवीएम टैम्पर्ड, ऑब्वियसली नॉट। इतने सारे लोकसभा विधानसभा सब चुनाव हो गए ईवीएम से, एंड इट इज अ स्टैंड अलोन डिवाइस। ऐसा भी नहीं कि कोई इंटरनेट कनेक्टिविटी है या कुछ है। अब तो नए वर्जन ऑफ सीयू जो आने लगे हैं, उसमें टैम्परिंग का अटेम्प्ट करोगे तो आई थिंक इट विल गेट डिस्ट्रॉयड इटसेल्फ। इट कैन नॉट बी टैम्पर्ड, और इट कैन नॉट बी इवन अटेम्प्टेड टू बी टैम्पर्ड विद। वो खराब ही हो जाएगा, तो टूट जाएगा अगर उसमें खोलेंगे, टैम्परिंग की कोशिश करेंगे तो। तो दैट वाज अ मिस्ड अपॉर्चुनिटी टू क्रिएट अ कॉन्वर्सेशन मेरे ख्याल से। ऐसा ना हो, बेसिक क्वेश्चंस तो अपन आंसर कर पाए। ये तो एडिटोरियल काफी सारे पढ़े भी होंगे ना आपने कि कितने लेवल ऑफ ट्रायल्स होते हैं ईवीएम के टैंपरिंग अवॉइड कर, मतलब नॉट जस्ट टू अवॉइड द टैंपरिंग बट देन टू शो दैट इट कैन नॉट पॉसिबली बी टैंपर्ड विद। पहले फर्स्ट लेवल चेक होता है, फिर रैंडमाइजेशन होता है जिसमें विधानसभा या पार्लियामेंट्री कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी अलॉट होती है। फिर उसके बाद एक और रैंडमाइजेशन होता है जिसमें वो अलॉट होता है क्या, पोलिंग स्टेशन। फिर उसके बाद कमीशनिंग के टाइम पे ट्रायल होता है ईवीएम का, जिसमें पॉलिटिकल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स को बुलाते हैं कि देख लो मशीन सही चल रही है। फिर उसके बाद पोलिंग के दिन मॉक पोल होता है। इतने सारे लेवल्स पे तो डेमोन्स्ट्रेट कर दिया कि इट हैज नॉट बीन टैम्पर्ड विद। तो कैन इट बी टैम्पर्ड? ऑब्वियसली नो। And is there enough processes to show that it has not been tampered to the political representatives and the stakeholders? Yes. मैं
Okay.
ये बता रहा हूँ क्योंकि इसमें अगला क्वेश्चन ये था कि if some people from a political party claim at the day of voting that the machine has been tampered with, what will you do?
Obviously not listen to them because it can't be tampered.
But not listen to them वाला ये नहीं कि how will you show and justify that it has not been tampered with enough evidence?
Okay.
ये क्वेश्चन था अगला जो आप मतलब it was missed because the conversation could not be created.
और वो एसपी नहीं सुन रहा डीएम की तो क्या करना है?
कोऑर्डिनेशन इश्यूज होते ही हैं फील्ड पे, देखिए कि क्या दिक्कत आ रही है। ऐसा थोड़ा ना है कि मतलब पागल है नहीं सुनेंगे और ही और शी वांट्स द लॉ एंड ऑर्डर सिचुएशन टू गो वाइल्ड। कुछ कोऑर्डिनेशन इश्यूज होंगे, उसको रिजॉल्व करना होगा। दैट इज व्हाट आई वाज एग्जैक्टली लुकिंग फॉर कि ये तो पहले देखो कि क्या है। वही नहीं आया आंसर में कि क्या दिक्कत है ये बताइए। कुछ तो होगा ना, कुछ लॉजिकल दिक्कत ही होगी।
तो
ऐसे टाइम पे तो मान लीजिए ईगो इश्यूज भी हैं अगर दो के बीच में, तो वो भी साइड हो जाते हैं जब मेजर लॉ एंड ऑर्डर सिचुएशन हो रहा हो।
हम्म,
तो कुछ लॉजिकल दिक्कत होगी, सबसे पहले तो उस पर हिट करना था क्या दिक्कत है।
और वो जमतारा वाला क्वेश्चन।
पढ़ो साइबर सिक्योरिटी पे। लॉन्ग टर्म शॉर्ट टर्म अप्रोच होती है इन जनरल इसमें कि क्या प्रॉब्लम है, क्या इनेबलिंग फैक्टर्स हैं, क्या पुश फैक्टर्स हैं, क्या पुल फैक्टर्स हैं। शॉर्ट टर्म में क्रैक डाउन, लॉन्ग टर्म में कंस्ट्रक्टिव अप्रोच। द फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी ऑफ द कंज्यूमर या विक्टिम वो तो अलग चीज है, वो आप जामतारा में बैठ के थोड़ा ना करोगे, वो तो नेशनल लेवल पे करोगे। तो वो दैट द डीएम ऑफ जामतारा थोड़ा ना करेंगे। व्हाट
ठीक।
एल्स?
और आई ट्राई टू थिंक मोर ऑन सिमिलर टॉपिक्स. I'll
ठीक है।
ask the message if I have any more doubts.
या श्योर, नो प्रॉब्लम। अच्छा, आई थिंक यू कैन गेट अ क्वेश्चन बैंक एज वेल। यही सब आपके जो कोर एरियाज रहेंगे इंटरव्यू में, उसके बारे में यू विल गेट अ क्वेश्चन बैंक एज वेल। तो आई थिंक यू कैन प्रैक्टिस दोज इन हाउ मच एवर टाइम यू हैव लेफ्ट। यू कैन प्रायोरिटाइज द एरियाज दैट आर मोस्ट रेलेवेंट फॉर यू। तो प्रैक्टिस कर लेना, तो अगर लगे तो डिस्कस कर लेना।
What, what did you say? Repeat.
रिकॉर्डिंग मिल जाएगा।
हाँ,
रिकॉर्डिंग मिल जाएगा, उसमें देख लेना।
ठीक है.
ठीक है, चलो देन, गुड लक, टेक केयर।
Okay, thank you.
माय प्लेजर, हैप्पी टू हेल्प।